But you have to handle the Phillips wedding on your own? What? No. Why would you even ask that? With a shrug, Lee replied, I don't know. You've just been a little extra pissy these last few days, and I thought it was maybe business-related. Well, it's not. Okay, then it is about Elliot and Skye. With a groan, she closed her eyes and let her head hit the elevator wall. Not exactly. The doors opened on the first floor, and they walked across the lobby and down the hall to the cafeteria. Their conversation on hold until they were seated at a table in the far corner with no one close enough to hear them. Lee let out a long breath. Out with it. I think I want to get married. The words were out, and she was sure she was going to be sick because it just felt weird to say those words out loud. Excuse me? Yeah, I've been thinking about it, and so, yeah, married. Okay, but why? And to who? Promise you won't judge? You have to promise, Lee. Fine, I promise. Relaxing, Josie knew her expression turned a little sad. Every day I see people getting married or planning on getting married. I see people getting pregnant and planning their futures. And just now I watched as my brother and one of my best friends welcomed their first baby. And lately, I'm starting to see the appeal of it. Okay. So, you know how I've been helping Tyler out with his whole fundraiser thing to impress his bosses? All Lee did was nod. Well, they really like me, and they seem to think Tyler and I are a couple. Lee's snort of laughter was out before she could stop it. That's crazy. And Tyler is dating someone. Why would they think the two of you are together? Tyler and Katie aren't together anymore. They broke up right before we presented the whole project to the board. She shrugged. And you know how Ty and I are chummy and, well, they all mistook chummy for romantic. Then I went with him to the actual fundraiser and everyone assumed we were a couple and we didn't correct them. Then they hinted how a promotion could be his if he were married. Jose, that's insane. Then she paused. Wait, are you saying you want to marry Tyler? I don't know. Maybe? Maybe? That's not an answer, Josephine. Hey, Josie snapped, shaking her finger at her. No one uses my full name. Ever. So, not the point here. Why would you want to marry him? It wouldn't be for real, just to sort of, you know. She groaned. We'd just go to the courthouse, get married, do the whole marriage of convenience thing for a year, and then split up. Super easy. Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it's deceitful and wrong. Plus, if you're looking for all the things you just told me you wanted, like a baby, then a one-year marriage of convenience certainly isn't the way to go. I knew I should have talked to Skye about this first. Josie, you can't seriously be thinking about this. The whole concept is wrong. It's practically archaic. Leanna shook her head and gave her a searing look of disapproval before adding, You deserve to marry someone you love. I could love Tyler, she murmured, even though she wasn't so sure. He was a great guy and an awesome friend, but love? Are you even attracted to him? You know Tyler's good-looking. Women are always throwing themselves at him. It was a vague answer at best, and while Josie did think Tyler was handsome, there were zero sparks there. Every time she thought of kissing him, it felt weird and wrong. And once, it actually made her throw up a little in her mouth. But maybe in time she could change her mind, right? Leaning back in her chair, Lee crossed her arms and, if possible, gave an even more disapproving look than she did a minute ago. Now what? Josie demanded. Nothing you're saying makes sense, but I get it. You're lonely and you're feeling a little left out. But that doesn't mean that you have to take such drastic measures, especially when it still isn't going to solve your problems. Now it was Josie's turn to lean back and frown. You don't get it. You're engaged and planning a fabulous wedding, and you have no idea what it's like to have zero prospects. Josie. Zero, she cried, and noticed a few people turning to stare at them. With a groan, she leaned forward and lowered her voice. Why does it have to be so complicated? Sweetie, Lee said softly, reaching over and